Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Yay! We made it. Woo! Hello. Okay, so today we're talking about one of my favorite topics, which is pigments, pressed pigments and eyeshadows. We've been talking about these things for many years. I've done many videos and talked about it many times, but this keeps coming up because the FDA is not updating their laws, their regulations for it. So if you did not watch What's Up in Makeup yet today, which understandably it's an extremely long show, but it is very good, I must tell you. Um, Colourpop is getting sued, and it's very similar to the lawsuits from what you call it, like class action lawsuits. They're very similar to the ones that are against Morphe and against Huda Beauty. Now, the Huda Beauty one settled. She ended up giving out refunds, like millions of dollars of refunds. Morphe one is still going on. It just started this past spring, and this is the brand new one for Colourpop. And essentially, the issue that people have is that the eyeshadow palettes are they include pigments that are not FDA approved for eye use. And they put a little disclaimer on the back that says not intended for use around the eye area. In the case of Morphe, they put a little circle with a line with an eyeball in it and a line through it. And that was their disclaimer. Huda Beauty on these particular Neon Obsessions palette, she had the not intended for eye use on there, but she hid it behind a sticker, like it was like one of those peel up stickers. And it was like under there. So I think that was a big strike against her there. With Colourpop, they do put the disclaimer on there, but the lawsuit is essentially saying that that's not enough, that they're not saying do not use around the eye area, that the language isn't strong enough. Because these eyeshadow palettes, which is what they are, they're intended for eye use. Let's just be real here. They are intended for eye use. They advertise them on people's eyes, but they're trying to go through a legal loophole in order to sell these pigments as eyeshadows because they know that the vast majority of people that use these pigments on their eyes have absolutely no issue with them. It's a small group of people that have irritation, which they're very valid. You know, these people that get eye irritation, extremely valid that they get irritation. But there's no inherently dangerous element of it. You're not going to lose an eye. You're not going to lose your vision. You're not going to, you know what I mean? The only ones that I feel like are inherently dangerous are the pressed glitter ones where they have big, chunky, sharp glitter where you could scratch your eye. And that's no joke. When I was younger, I got some sand in my eye at the beach and then wore my contact lenses all day and I damaged my eye. So it's one of those things where I feel like the pressed glitters, if the glitters are real chunky and sharp, I totally get that. But as far as these particular pigments, I don't, as a non-legal person, as a makeup wearer, see them as dangerous because I have never seen anybody actually have any harm come to them. The worst thing, like I said in What's Up in Makeup, is that people are saying that they get some eye irritation or that the color stays on a lot longer than intended. So they may wipe it off and then there's, pink on their eyes or purple on their eyes. And when they try to remove it with a makeup wipe, then they create more eye irritation, obviously, because they're using a chemical meaning like more harsh chemicals that may be irritating in themselves, and you're scrubbing to try to get the color off. You're going to cause more irritation from the rubbing, from whatever is in the makeup wipe. It's just when you're not gentle with your eyes, you're going to cause them to be irritated. I'm just saying. So for me, what I really want to talk about today and find out from the people here in the community, whether you're watching on the replay, participating in the comment section down below, or if you're here live participating, I want to know whether you think that brands should stop using these pigments until they are FDA approved and instead all kind of band together to push the FDA to approve these pigments, or if they should just be like, you know what? F you people making lawsuits. These things are not hurting anybody. They're fine. We're going to keep using them because they make bomb eyeshadows. Like, these pigments make the eyeshadows better. They make them brighter. They make them bolder. They make them, maybe work better. I don't know. But they're mostly these bright pigments. So they make the eyeshadows better. is what it comes down to. And they help the product to not use carmine, which is a bug. They've been using it for years in products. So when you use some of these pressed pigments, you don't have to use carmine. And some people are vegan and they don't want bugs, or they just don't want bugs in their products, crushed up bugs. So, I mean, should they be allowed to just keep using them and just like, you know what, we'll just deal with the lawsuits as they come. We're making enough money anyway. I just want to know what you all think. That's what I want to know. But before we do, I do want to say hello very quickly to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. And if you're watching on the replay, hello. Thank you for watching or listening. I appreciate you so much. Liz, hello to you. So good to see you. Hello, Teresa. Welcome to you and welcome to everyone in live chat. I am doing well. Thank you. I hope you are doing well as well. Hope the rest of our moderators, Steph and Flory and Audra are also doing well. And John, I always forget John because he's always here. So it's like, I always forget to mention my husband, who's right there. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for reminding me, though, husband. I appreciate you. Tracy, hello to you. Hi, Erica. Good chilly morning in upstate New York and Hudson Valley. Oh, Hudson Valley. Did you get the Hudson Valley palette from Nomad? I keep looking at it. I don't think I'm going to get it, though. I think I'm going to let it go, even though it's absolutely beautiful. It's chilly here, too, in Maryland. Vivian, good morning to you. Good morning, Jenny. Working today, and this is perfectly timed for my drive. Just love listening, hanging out. Oh, Jenny, I love that. Thank you. Thank you for spending your drive with me. Hopefully, we can keep you good company. Hi, Jilly Mac. Hi, Makeup Happiness. Oh, nice Gigi's gonna miss chat, but hello, nice happiness. Oh, nice Gigi's gonna miss chat, but hello, nice Gigi. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Tiffany. So good to see you. And Gabrielle, good morning. Getting ready for work from home day in Oregon. Business up top, leg and slippers on the bottom. Love that so much for you. Love that. And if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So let me go ahead and scroll and see if anybody has already commented on this topic. All right, Kala. I think you're allergic or have reactions. You have to be cautious about what you use. The FDA does need an update though. And I think you make a good point is that when we realize that we're sensitive to something, but see, okay. So when it comes to food, we figure out we're allergic to dairy or whatever. And they put those warnings on the package, like one from my marshmallow company, Mad Marshmallows. Subtle plug. We only ship within the state of Maryland, though. So it's like you only plug it so much. You have to put on the label when you have the ingredient list, it has to say in bold, contains milk, contains soy, contains these common allergens. So maybe we need to start doing that on makeup. Maybe we need to start putting, those kinds of disclaimers on there. What do you think about that? Would that be good? Because I feel like some people don't realize, like fragrance, like I would say, fragrance would be one of them because some people are sensitive to fragrance. I guess it would depend on, like, they'd have to talk to doctors about what, people are commonly allergic to in cosmetics. Niacinamide. I know a lot of people have bad reactions to niacinamide, which is an ingredient used in skincare usually to help with hyperpigmentation, brightening of the skin, stuff like that. So maybe there needs to be some kind of list where we put that on there and just let the things be FDA approved. You know what I mean? So, but I don't think people realize that it's the red pigments that are causing the eye irritation. So maybe that just needs to be more well known, kind of like, dairy allergies and wheat allergies and stuff like that. I don't know, but you make a really good point. I think the FDA does need to update it, but I don't think that there's any incentive for them to do that right now. And I think that the companies, in my opinion, do need to band together and be like, dude, FDA, we need to do something about this, especially the big companies like Colourpop started out as this little company with their lab, and now they're huge. They're freaking huge, and they're huge in a lot of places. Like, they're a ginormous company. They can probably afford to do some lobbying, Yeah, Makeup says so many countries do not have these restrictions. USA position is not the norm, 100%. Slick jumped over the lazy dog. As long as they're not harming, it's fine, but clearly labeled. Yeah, but the argument is that they are harming people. They are harming people because they are causing eye irritation. And then, oh wait, hold on a second. Let's keep going for a second, and then I'll go into another point. Marinella says, I think they should use less harsh materials. I mean, don't they sell glitter that's not sharp? Mm, maybe. I mean, I guess it would just have to be more finely milled, I guess. I'm not a professional in the field, but I would imagine it just needs to be more finely milled. But then it's not doesn't give the same effect if it's more finely milled. And then that's more like, is it more like a grain of sand where it's small but could still cause damage, especially if it gets like under a contact lens? I don't know. Emmy says, can I just put it out there that those peel up product information stickers are the most annoying thing ever? Yes. And I agree. And I guess it's because they run out of space for the stuff they want to show, I guess. Monica, I don't think glitter should be banned, but I wish they would be in separate packaging instead of in an eyeshadow palette. Yeah, and then they can also, the glitter chunks can fall into other shadows as well. So that can cause an issue. Like the Tati palette, the Tati Beauty palette, she had all those pressed glitters in there, and she said straight up in her video, she's like, these are not approved for eye use. They're just not. They're not approved for eye use. She was very, very honest about it, which I loved, and I wish we had more of that. Yeah, I am Finley says I've used pressed pigments and I've never had a problem with that. Just me. Yeah, me too. I've never had a problem. But I don't have sensitive skin either. So I think that, we need to figure out whether something is causing a problem for us, whether it's dietary, whether it's, makeup, and then just look out for that, in my opinion. If it is not causing the strong language in this lawsuit is nuts. Like, just like the way that they describe it is just so over dramatic, in my opinion. And I guess it's just the lawyers just doing their job, but it's like, inherently dangerous. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, the Morphe lawsuit does say that people were harmed, but I don't think the Huda Beauty one and the Colourpop one, I don't think they say anybody was actually physically harmed by it. They more are just like, you know what? I didn't know that these eyeshadow palettes had these pigments in them. If I had known, I wouldn't have purchased it. And if I can't use it on my eye, then there's no point. But unless you're allergic, I mean, you can use it. You can use it on your eyes. But I guess they want the professionals to tell them that. They want the FDA to tell them that. Hi, Heba. Brands definitely shouldn't stop using those pigments. Is the FDA that needs an update? Yeah. And I feel like, there are a lot of people that really and truly enjoy using eyeshadows with these kinds of pigments. There would be a limitation in the amount and the different colors of shades you'd be able to produce without these. And it's part of the reason why the eyeshadow palette market exploded, is because when Urban Decay put their toe in the water with the electric palette and they were like, let's see if we can get away with this. Dink. Let's put this little tiny disclaimer on the back, and then they got away with it. It kind of opened a door for other brands to do the same thing. And it's been a while, and the lawsuits are just starting to pop up. Laura says, I get irritation from red and pink pigments. I still use them anyway. And that's kind of like people that they use lactate, or sometimes they just don't have lactate and they just suffer the consequences afterward. Some people have significant allergic reactions, though, where they would need an EpiPen. Of course, you can't do that like that. But some people just are like, I know I get irritated, but I just don't care. I'm just going to do it anyway. Maybe the irritation, it's worth it for some people. So, Aaron, I've never had an issue with pressed pigments other than a little staining occasionally. FDA really needs to reevaluate. I agree. And scroll all the way down because I think I'm way behind. Siri says, I think it's a structural problem. When people hear small government, they think less paperwork, but really it turns into less oversight, and that includes less cons, protection, and less FDA updates. Yeah, and I think that there's always been a political there's been a political discussion about small government versus big government. How much do we want our government involved in our lives? And I think when it comes to specific safety issues, I do want the government involved. I want scientists telling me, because I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't want to have to figure out on my own whether something is going to poison me or not, or whether something's going to make me lose an eye or not. I want the FDA and I want the government to do research, and I don't mind my tax dollars going to it. to find out whether something is inherently dangerous or not, so that it can be either taken off the market or properly labeled or whatever it may be. So, mm, mm. But yeah, I think that sometimes you need more paperwork to protect people. So I'm with you, Siri. Yeah, Sharon says, I would hate to miss out on all the bright colors that you can only get from pressed pigments. I hope they can figure out something. Me too. Me too. Elaine, I can't wait to share with you what's on my eyes today. I'm very excited about it. You guys are going to laugh. I did it on purpose. You guys are gonna laugh, but we'll get to it in about 15 minutes. Amy says companies should not be just relying on the packaging to tell consumers what is not eye safe. They should be coming right out and saying in the ads, by the way, these are not recommended for eye use. And that's where it gets so tricky. And it kind of reminds me of when people that did YouTube videos and influencers, if you want to call us that, where people were nervous to say that they were sponsored because they were worried about people not believing them. If they said that they were sponsored, then people wouldn't see them as being credible. And in the beauty space, I do still feel like there is a level of that, but I think for the vast majority of everybody else outside the beauty space, I don't think it's an issue. Where I think it's kind of the same thing here, where they're nervous if they really put it on there, not safe for eye use, then people are not going to buy it. And it's like, how do you advertise something that you mean to be an eyeshadow palette, but can't be called an eyeshadow palette? How do you advertise that without showing a model putting it on their eyes? I mean, in my opinion, if I were a brand, if I were a makeup brand, this is what I would do. I would show arm swatches of the palette, of the full palette. And then usually these palettes have some of the pigments that are FDA approved for eye use, that don't have the adulterated, if you want to call them that, pigments in them. So you advertise the palette on the eyes without using those particular colors, but you show them in arm swatches, right? That's what I would do if I were a brand owner to protect myself. And I would make sure that all of my palettes had some that I could show off. And it would just take a little extra thought, a little extra time, and it may sacrifice some of the cool colors that could go in the palette. But that, in my mind, sounds like a good idea. In practice, I don't know. But in my mind, it seems like a good idea. I do think that, the other side of this is that laws are there. And whether you think they're stupid or not, in my opinion, you really should follow them and just push for laws to change. And it sucks, but I feel like, you know, you have to follow the laws as they are, and if you have a problem, then push for change. And I know our legal system goes very slowly, but we've been putting these pigments in our eyeshadows since Urban Decay Electric. What was that? 2015? 2016 maybe? I don't know what year, but it was a long freaking time ago. And if brands had banded together back then that wanted to do this when they all first started putting them in, if they had all done something back then, it would probably be fixed by now. Being proactive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. That's just me, though. All right, Afrest. It's frustrating because the pigments are perfectly fine for eye use. Just because the FDA never updates standards doesn't mean they're actually unsafe. Just the FDA hasn't declared them eye safe. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and Eileen, you're making a really good point here. Let's talk about this for a minute. Eileen says, I feel like it's opportunistic folk trying to make a buck, and the suits are a gateway for so much litigation. They really are. And the Huda Beauty palette, it didn't for the Neon Obsessions, it looks like all people got were refunds. So essentially they got a free palette out of it. Huda Beauty lost a lot because they sold a lot of those palettes. But the Colourpop one specifically says that they want, I don't remember about the Morphe. I don't remember honing in on this, yes or no. But the Colourpop one is they want to financially punish the brand. They want actual money because they say the Colourpop is not going to stop doing this unless they have to pay. But it's like, do they really need to be punished for this? Like, really? I mean, yeah, they broke the law, but the law is stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I see it, but it's like the law is dumb. The law is dumb. So, I don't know. I hope that the lawyer in this case pushes them to prove that they're inherently dangerous. I hope that the lawyer is like, "Okay, you're saying they're inherently dangerous. Explain that to me." And they say, "Well, the FDA, they're not FDA approved." Okay, I understand that, but how are they inherently dangerous? Explain that to me. What does the FDA say? Why does the FDA say that they're inherently dangerous? Explain it to me like I'm 5. And I think that one of the things that I dug up back a long time ago was I had talked to somebody that was in cosmetic formulation, specifically in pigments. She emailed me and reached out to me. And I forget which video I quoted her in. But what she was saying was that back, when the FDA was approving pigments, so maybe like the 1970s or whenever these things were like on the radar for initial approval or disapproval for different purposes. The pigments were formulated differently. They were made, some of them, not all of them, of course, but some of them were made with more natural ingredients. And they were not as streamlined in their production. They weren't, we have a lot of technologies now, and we've learned a lot about making pigments in the last 50 years or whatever. So they're made differently than they were back when the FDA first looked at them and put them on the books. And that maybe there was significant eye irritation and there were serious problems with them back then that caused the FDA to say these are not safe for eye use. And that maybe that's just not applicable anymore. What if nobody looks? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like you're right, Eileen, about opportunistic folks trying to make a buck. I think that's definitely part of it. And I think that they're going to win, honestly. I do. Unless the judge is like, prove to me they're inherently dangerous. Prove it to me. And I don't know if they will. I honestly don't know if they will. We'll see. I hope so. All right, lawyer in this case, watch this video. Not lawyer, judge in the case, watch this video. Talk to cosmetic chemists at least. Talk to professionals in the field, please. Oh, here we go. I see another perspective. I haven't read this whole comment yet, but I see State of Calm says another perspective. Back in 2005, I was diagnosed with celiac. Misdiagnosed, though. But wheat wasn't included in the list of potential allergens on food packages, even ice cream. Uh-huh. I think there's probably a part 2 to this. It probably didn't fit. Because I want to know where this is going, and she probably has to wait until the 45 seconds are up to hear the rest of this. Oh man, I wish I'd waited to click on it until I knew what the second half was, because I'm sure that there's more to that. Things have been updated, over the years with more scientific information, and I think we just need to get that information on these particular pigments. So hopefully we'll get a second part on that from State of Calm, because I want to read the rest of it. I hate that there's a character limit on these things. Okay. Jamie says Colourpop on their website with swatches. They say next to the picture which ones are pigments, but each palette only has 1 or 2 pigments. The rest are eyeshadow. So why don't they just not use those pigments in the eye pictures? Why don't they use the other ones and then do arm swatches of the rest? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Banana Noodle says EU is ahead on research. Yeah, and I think they have, if I could be mistaken, but I think they have more funding and they just seem to be more up on caring, which I think is great. Danny says, I don't think there was much research on how gluten in cosmetics could affect someone. Now we know any gluten can be harmful to someone with celiac disease. And that's something I remember talking about when I first heard of gluten-free cosmetics. I was like, I thought gluten-free meant eating it. Like, do people really need gluten-free cosmetics? Come on. God. Yes, they do. Yes, they absolutely do, and I think it's just all about education and letting people know, and I think and this is the pressed pigment thing. Every time I talk about this, every time there are people that come and are completely they don't understand the situation. They don't understand the backstory. And I just feel like I wish it was more widespread instead of just us here in our little space knowing about it. Share this video so more people can know about this topic and be more educated on it because I'm getting all of my information from the scientists that have helped me to understand this and I'm compiling it into a live chat about it. I'm not making this stuff up from just my brain. This is what the scientists are saying. So it's like, I just wish that it was more widespread and understood. And if we push the FDA to update it, then maybe it will be more widespread, you know? Okay, there we go. All right, state of calm. Yes, you had to wait those 45 seconds. I'm so sorry. And also there's like a 30-second delay. So that makes us over a minute past. All right. So sorry. Yeah, had to wait. You're right. Haha. As the world became more aware of wheat as a potential allergen, the more it's been included in labels, stuff like corn, shellfish, sulfites, etc. Yes. All of those things. Absolutely. All of those things. And in the food space, they are starting to put in for like my labeling when it used to just be like fish, like you could put like seafood was one of the things, but now you have the option to put what specific thing. So you can put like cod or shellfish or whatever. I forget all the different ones that are on there, but you can specify which fish, which kind of thing is in your product because someone might be allergic to shellfish, but they're not allergic to, let's say, a fish gelatin that only takes from like bones of fish or whatever. So yeah, there's just eventually it's just going to be like a long list of allergens because we're just becoming more allergic to things for some reason. I don't know. It's nuts. And with skincare, there was the big scare about parabens where people were terrified and thinking that they were going to get cancer from parabens. And we found out that that was BS. But we also found out that some people are sensitive to parabens. Some people get irritation. My sister-in-law gets irritation from parabens. So it's like it's a real thing, but it's not the majority of people, just like a lot of food allergies. Yeah, regarding the punishment, Mama Bear 13 says that's ridiculous. No one needs punishment. Yeah, and I kind of feel the same way. I mean, it's like, but again, at the same time, they did break the law. They broke the law. So shouldn't there be consequences for them breaking the law? John, you're making me laugh. No one can hear you but me. John's going, kill them. Breaking the law, breaking the law. Melissa says, where do they expect people to be using the breast pigment if not in the eye area and an eyeshadow palette? See, that's the thing. And that's the question that I get all the time. They expect them to use them on your eyes. You're expected to use them on your eyes. They're going through the loophole. They're trying to say, you shouldn't be using them on your eyes, but use them on your eyes because they're real freaking pretty. Use them on your eyes. They're beautiful. They're eyeshadow palettes, but the stupid law makes us tell you that you can't use them on your eyes. So they have to say not intended for use around the eye area, but they don't actually believe that. They don't believe that that's real. Like, except for people that are sensitive to it. But like we're saying, you can be sensitive to a lot of things. So they're saying, and where they're getting nailed, where Colourpop's getting nailed is they're saying that the Colourpop website says that you can use them, though they're not intended for use around the immediate eye area, we recommend using them underneath the brow bone or on the temples. Who the heck would put a red pigment on their temples? Like, that's an odd choice, unless you're like blending it out and making it blush or doing some kind of like avant-garde or like a pop, even not even pop art, but like, something that's like out of the box of the way that people traditionally wear makeup. Why would you wear a neon pink eyeshadow on your temples? Because that's usually what we're talking about here is neon pinks and reds, purples. That's where these pigments are living for the most part. So they want you to use them on your eyes, but they can't tell you that. That's where we're stuck here. Yeah, makeup, and I neglect talking about Canada here. I don't know a lot about Canadian regulations, but makeup says Canada's up on it as well. I don't think it's about funding. We're 1/10 the size of the US population, yeah. And I don't know why. I think it might be dysfunction, maybe? Possibly dysfunction? Um, yeah, okay, let's take a little break. Let's take a little break. I need a coffee break. It is so good. These, it's like a cinnamon bun flavored coffee from like, I don't forget what brand it is. Is it? I don't know. I forget, but it's through like the Keurig and so good. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. Okay, so this is funny. Let me show you what's on my eyes today. Let me tell you how excited I am about this. Yes, I'm wearing a Colourpop eyeshadow on my eyes. Yes, I'm wearing a pressed pigment on my eyes. Not intended for eye use, but it looks freaking gorgeous, doesn't it? This is my first Colourpop PR. I have wanted to be on Colourpop PR since the beginning of freaking Colourpop. When I saw Coffee Break with Danny came out with a collab with Colourpop, which I think was one of their first launches. I wanted to be on Colourpop PR, and I'd seen them at events, and they would give me a goodie bag and they would send me on my merry way. And I never got on Colourpop PR. And I've wanted this my entire life. So thank you. Thank you to the Academy. And this is the first collection they've sent me. And I'm a huge, huge, huge Hocus Pocus fan. I don't know anything about Hocus Pocus 2. I'm that big of a fan. I don't know I don't know anything about Hocus Pocus 2, but I don't care because I'm a big Hocus Pocus fan. So on my eyes today, I used both pressed pigments that I'm not supposed to use on my eyes, and also I used eyeshadows that are in here. On my outer corner, Wicked Ways. On my inner corner, Brew Another Batch. Seriously, my friends. Up in the crease, Witch Hunters, and Cometh to Us. On my lower lash line, I have what did I end up picking? I think I ended up picking Night of Sins for my lower lash line. Yes. And I'm loving it. I tried to put Candle as a Light in my inner corner, but this has like a weird, like, there's like pink in here that pops out. I don't know if I can get it to do it, but there was like pink that popped out. And I was like, whoa, what is happening here? So I ended up having to switch off. And this is more of like a topper shade. It's not real pigmented. So I ended up using the extremely pigmented 17th Century. That one, this one is what ended up in my inner corner. But my friends, I need a new paper towel. Nyeh. Oh, I had so much fun playing with this. But you know what? It's funny because I started opening this package and the first thing I saw was this and I freaked out. I didn't see there was anything underneath it. I saw this and I wigged out and I was like, this is the most beautiful thing ever. I love it so much. And then you open it and you'll get it in a second. And then this, it's like in here and it's got like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what that says. It's like spell book stuff. I don't want to read all of it. Producing light from within to conjure enchanting magnetic spells, and it's got all kinds of stuff. And then there's nail polish, magnetic nail polish, and nail stickers. And I cannot wear nail polish because of my marshmallow company because there are certain things that I can't wear gloves for because of the stickiness. So I have to follow the regulations there, which are if you're not wearing gloves, you have to not wear any kind of fake nails or nail polish or anything. So that's the law that I follow. So I can't use those except for to like swatch them on my day off from making. Or if I'm planning on wearing gloves the whole time, then I can wear these. So I was like so bummed because that's all I thought that I got. And I was like, the one thing they sent me, I can't use. And I was so bummed. But then I realized underneath were the makeup products. So yeah, I'm so excited about them. And also on my face today, I did use this lip gloss. This is in Boys Will Love Me. I use that in combo with a couple of things, but this left kind of a gray cast, but for the most part, it's just sparkles, especially if you're mixing it with lipsticks, which is what I did. And I used the Drunk Dial shade from Too Faced, and then I mixed that with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Cloud Pout in, I don't know, Cloud Chaser maybe? To like brighten it up and lighten it up a little bit. And I really like this lip combo. I don't usually wear colors like this, so I was just really feeling it today. Mascara, this I thought was really neat. This is from the collection. I ended up putting on black first, and then I put a little bit of this on over top. You can't really see it though. But look at this shade of mascara. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. For the right person, this is going to be gorgeous. But when I started putting it on my lashes without black, I couldn't even freaking see it. It wasn't lengthening my lashes. It looked like doo doo. So I ended up putting the black on. So now only if you look really close, you can see it. On my cheeks, wait, hold on. I'll go over what's PR and purchased in a second. Earthy Pink by Makeup by Mario is on my cheeks. It looks like this. And then I also used for highlight Sigma Matte Bronzer in Light and the Sigma Highlighter in Sizzle. So Sigma is PR, Makeup by Mario is PR, Wet n Wild is PR. Everything's PR except for the Too Faced lipstick that I bought. Let's just leave it at that. So yes, I'm wearing Colourpop on my eyes. I hope Colourpop doesn't kick me off PR after one thing because I talked about this stuff. Wouldn't that be unfortunate? Wouldn't that be so unfortunate if I lost it? Go use code GenLove so they keep me on PR. Just kidding. You buy what you want, don't buy what you want. But I do have a code GenLove. Finally. After 10 years on this freaking platform. And then I lose it because I talked about their lawsuit. That would be me. That would be something that would happen to me. But I'm not going to stop being honest just because I'm on PR. I'm not going to stop. Like I said, this didn't do it for me on its own. I probably wouldn't buy. But so far the eyeshadow palette is just as amazing as all Colourpop is. I'm still going to be freaking honest, but I don't want to get kicked off even. I'm like towing the line. Like I was like, I'm going to be honest, but I would really like to stay on. Yes, that is so smart. Where is it? Bubbles Hill. Maybe put a white primer on your lashes first. I don't own one right now because I haven't opened one. I haven't bought one in over 3 months, but I should get a white primer. I'll get the Milani one because, well, that was a purple one. Ooh, I wonder if that would be good. The Milani lavender eyelash primer with that over top of it would probably be freaking amazing. Maybe I'll get that. Dark Angel, you guys are so smart. This is why I do live chat. Dark Angel, you can wear the polish on your toenails. You're so smart. You're so smart. So what I'll do is I'll like play with them on my nails on a day I'm not making, and then whatever one's my favorite, I'll put on my toes. I love this for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So, thank you. GenLove gets you $5 off if you spend a certain amount. I think it's $20 or $25 minimum. I thought it was 10%. I thought it was 10%. I'll have to find out. I'll have to look at my emails. I thought they said I was getting 10% off. No, that's a bummer. $5. Why would anybody use that? I mean, it's still $5, but isn't there like always $5 off? That's not a very good discount. So just use it if you love me, I guess. Oh my gosh. I was hoping I'd be able to do like use code James for 10% off, but I can't. Damn. $5, that's it? That's all you get? Oh well. Chat knows everything. That's why I love you guys. That's why I love you. All right, we have about a little over 20 minutes left. So we can keep talking about this, or we can talk about Brad Pitt's skincare line if you want to, because I'm fascinated. Or we can talk about other things if you want. It's up to you. Oh, Ashley, back to when we were talking about putting eyeshadow on your temples. Ashley says younger people on TikTok are actually doing that, a little bit of pink on the temple and the tip of your nose. Interesting. I don't think I'll be doing that. But Colourpop, you know what? That's one thing I really appreciate about Colourpop is I do feel like they market to everybody. There's collections that you can tell are specifically Gen Z. There are teenagers. There are teenager lines. There are young adult lines. There's millennial lines. There's Gen X lines. There's boomer friendly ones. I mean, I really do feel like they really try, because they come out with so many freaking collections, to really come out with things that they think will appeal to everybody. And I think they're really, really smart in their marketing. Just really smart. If I get kicked off Colourpop PR, it'll be fine. Just so you know. It just would be a damn shame. But I'm still gonna be me. I wanna make sure I'm very, very clear. I'm still going to be honest with you, 100%. I always have been. I never will stop being honest because of something. Because you, in the end, you're my number one priority, not getting Colourpop PR. That's not my number one, because without you, I wouldn't have gotten Colourpop PR in the first place. So why the heck would I lie to you when you're the ones are the reason why I got this? You know what I mean? So just so you, I want to make sure I'm very, very clear, because I want people coming back. Well, you said that you would do anything to be on Colourpop PR. Mm, we'll stop it right there before it even happens, because I can see people coming for that. So just so you know, you're my number one priority, and you always will be. Always will be. Because without you, I don't get anything. So, and plus it would be cruddy for me. Besides that, it'd just be cruddy. And I don't want to be cruddy. Wicked Widow Beauty, do you accept PR from indie brands? Yes, I do. But when I just get the PR, I don't guarantee that I'm going to talk about anything. It's really just if you want to. Usually, I will use it at least once, especially for indie brands. If I don't like it and I think it's going to bring down an indie brand, I might just not talk about it, because especially if it's not something that people are overly talking about. Because I feel like like I might have a private conversation with the brand and say, you know what, I really didn't like this product. And this is why, and try to help them. Bigger brands, it's whatever. But indie brands, yes, I do. But I don't ever guarantee it's going to show up on the channel, just because that's just not, I don't do that with anybody that just sends straight PR. But yes, really, really loving, by the way. Where did it go? My palette. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Oh, right here. This one right here that we talked about last week. Loving this so far. This is from Unearthly Cosmetics in Chippo Gray. Chippo was really, really nice to make sure that I got this. Was really sweet of her. Really enjoying this so much. Their prices are really expensive though. So, but I did, it's been really good so far. I've used it twice. Aw, thank you, JK. You're gonna use my code if you're ordering anyway. Thank you. Because like, if I show them that people are using my code, then I'll keep getting to be able to show you things. So that'll be good. That's the win there, is that I'll get to show you things. I went to the market this past weekend to sell my marshmallows, and it was so slow. Like, the first half of the market was so slow. I had so much product, and I was like, well, the good thing is that if I don't sell a lot of product, then I can play with new, fall flavors for marshmallows, and I can, focus on my YouTube, Instagram, and all that stuff. And then I pretty much almost sold out. Like, the second half. So I would really love to get swatches. My point of saying that is I would really love to get swatches of this and all of this Colourpop stuff up on my Instagram, just because it is such a high interest product, the Hocus Pocus 2 collection. I would love to get that up on Instagram. I just don't know if it's going to happen, because I do have another market this coming weekend. Oh, no, I didn't know this, Lisa. Thoughts on FabFitFun raising prices again? I did not know they were raising prices again. I did not know that. I do have to tell you, though, they put me back on PR. They're doing another sponsor video on my channel. They only took that one season off, and I'm back doing a sponsor video for them. I just filled out my little survey thing of what I wanted to get. So I don't know why they took us all off, and I guess we're all back on maybe. I don't know who's going to be back on, because it's always the same core group of people. It's all women, and it's all of us that are the people that always review FabFitFun. So I am back on for winter. And, this is the thing about subscription boxes raising prices. Like, I get it, because they're probably getting charged more for the products that they're putting in the boxes. So, like, when you're getting like like, I always use this as an example, that Sunday Riley AHA product that I use all the time. I forget what it's called. It's a blue packaging. I just put it on. I forget what it's called. But it's one of my favorite products, and I got it in FabFitFun, and I was using it up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just save the last. That's where I'm at now too, is I'm using up the last little bit drops of it and waiting for the Sephora sale to buy it again. And I got really surprised and happy when I saw that it was coming in FabFitFun, and this is like an $80 or $90 product that I was going to save up, go to this for sale and buy it. Um, and that would have paid for my box just in that one product. So I think that if you are getting FabFitFun and you are gifting things out and you are not using the products, then the price increase is not going to be worth it. It's just not. But if you find one product that you would have purchased that is worth over the value of the box, which happens often for me, then I do think that it's worth it even with a price hike. And I was planning on, don't tell FabFitFun this. Do not tell them this, please. I was because, as I'm saying this with the public, I was planning on buying the winter box. I was going to buy it and do it anyway, like as a regular, person. But then they decided they were going to send it to me. So I didn't buy it, but I was going to buy it because the winter box is freaking bomb. There's so many good choices in there. Like I died. So that one, I do think that was worth it. But I think for every individual person, you just have to decide whether, and it's the same thing. Joe from BoxyCharm said to me many, many years ago, we're talking on the phone. I remember sitting in my bedroom on my bed, like just sitting back thinking, I'm talking to Joe from BoxyCharm. We were on the phone and he was like, always want BoxyCharm to, when you look at the things that are in the box and you're paying, I think it was $20 at the time. And he was like, I want you to look at the stuff in the box and think, if I saw this on a shelf for $20, I would think that this was a great deal and I would buy this. And I think that's what it comes down to with any subscription box is if you look at the contents, would you pay that increased price? Is it worth it to you? And some people, it's just not worth it. Some people it's just not. But I think that's an individual choice, but I understand why, because I do think brands are raising their prices just across the board. And somebody has to absorb that. And the brand can only absorb so much if we want them to continue to exist. And they have to make a profit. I mean, it's a for-profit company. So I don't think that they are raising prices to price gouge. I don't think that would be a thing. It makes sense to me why they would raise prices. It makes sense to me why all the subscription boxes are raising prices. All right, let me scroll down because I've been talking for a while. Sandra said, I only got one FabFitFun box for the exfoliate. I did not, that product wasn't great for me personally, but I think it was just my skin type. There's so many people that love that. Yeah, Sunday Rally Good Jeans. Thank you so much. The blue one. Thank you. Annual will go up to $219. So what does that make it per box? So it's $55 a box from like $50 a box. Is that what it is? Did I do that math right? Hopefully I did that math right. But I think it's worth it, honestly. At least for me personally. But I can see why it wouldn't be for everybody. Watch me now get kicked off FabFitFun PR for being honest about that. Oh, whatever. It's whatever. I whatevered that years ago. Whatever. Vanya says, I keep debating if I should cancel my BoxyCharm, but it's the skincare they send that keeps me on it. I won't spend more on skincare anymore. Totally. Absolutely. And if I wasn't doing this in the beauty space, then my life as far as purchasing things would be totally different. So like I just got an Ole Henriksen. I just got an Ole Henriksen PR and they sent me, it's like a ceramide, was it ceramide? It's like a peptide booster moisturizer. I used it for the first time yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is amazing. I got some Paula's Choice PR recently, their vitamin C stuff. I'm running out of my Teami stuff. So I switched over to the Paula's Choice to kind of extend the life of my Teami a little longer. And I really like that stuff. But if I wasn't getting that, I probably would still be buying, I probably would buy BoxyCharm for that reason, because it's nice to get, products. You don't have to buy it anymore. Like it's always it just comes in your boxes and it's like no thinking, it's just all there. Like sometimes you just don't want to make a choice. You just want someone to make the choice for you because you want to spend your brain power somewhere else. Yes, Casey. It's a Sunday Rally A+ plus serum. I buy it every year during the Sephora sale. It's my holy grail retinol, best product in my skincare routine. Yeah, I love that stuff. I love that stuff. I'm buying it this year because it's not in FabFitFun, so I will buy it. It's definitely on the list. I'm starting to develop a Sephora wish list shopping cart. So I did not buy the Too Faced chocolate lipsticks. That's going to happen. I did not buy the Too Faced concealer. That's probably going to happen. I will tell you last night, in my extreme exhaustion from the week, I did purchase the new Sephora lip kit, the holiday lip kit, where it's got all the different samples. Cause I was thinking, I was like, I really want to try these formulas. So I think I'm going to do a video on that. And I think it'll be a good video because I am not going to be here for a couple of weeks. I guess this is a good time to tell you that I'm leaving for a couple of weeks. I am going on a cruise with my mama. We've never done anything like this before. We booked this back in July of 2021, got all of the insurances because we did not know whether COVID was going to knock out our cruise or not. My mom and I both got boosted. We got our booster shots, so we're excited about that. And we're going on a New England cruise starting on October 6th, and we are traveling until October 14th. So there will be 2 weeks without WhatsApp and makeup. There will be 1 week without chat. I do plan on doing chat the 16th because I will be home. So there's no reason why I can't do chat. I am taking, let's see. So there won't, what I'd like to do is to do the video on, this is what made me think of it, the lip kit video, film that ahead so that I can put that up. But I don't know if there'll be Friday videos or not. I have to kind of look at everything and figure out as far as like my stock of product for the business. I have to make sure I have enough to get me through that. And yeah, so I just have to figure out the logistics of whether I can get Friday videos up or not. This week I couldn't get a Friday video up. It just wasn't happening. I had too much production to do. I had orders coming in. I had the market the weekend, and I had too much. And I just couldn't pull it off. And also, I was looking at like what could I film, and I didn't want to put up a video just to put up a video. I wanted to I always want to put videos that are good, like videos that I believe in. And I just felt like this week I just couldn't think of something that I wanted to film that I would watch. Like I thought of a bunch of different ideas, but as I'm thinking, I'm like, would I watch that? Would I click on that? And the answer was absolutely not. I wouldn't watch it. So I'm not going to make something that I personally wouldn't even watch myself, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste my time. So yeah, so there wasn't a Friday video this week, and we will see over the next couple of weeks. Next week's going to be normal. But we'll see after that whether I am able to put up Friday videos, get those filmed ahead of time so you'll have those. But there won't be a WhatsApp and makeup because there's no way that I'll be able to do that from a boat. It's not going to happen. WhatsApp and makeup takes so much time, especially now that I don't have the team anymore. The team did so much for me and helped me so much. So doing it on my own now is a lot. It's a full 3-day process, doing it by myself. So that cannot happen for those weeks, unfortunately. But there'll be a lot of good news when we get back. And I still have my hunters that are gonna be, finding things for me as well while I'm gone, so hopefully it'll all work out, I hope. So, I still have this comment, Casey. It's just been sitting on the screen. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Um Yes, Catherine says quality over quantity, and I feel like that too. And I just want to make sure y'all know it wasn't because I was just sitting on my butt doing nothing, and I'm like, I don't feel like it. It's never that. That's never the thing. I am not the sit on the butt, do nothing, be lazy person, but I will be on the cruise. On the cruise, I'm going to be sitting on my butt, except for when we're walking and seeing all the different things. Thank you, Roya. I'm really excited to go with my mom. My mom is a lovely lady. We are very similar in lots of ways. Our personalities are not similar. My mom is much more chill than me. My mom is very chill. Um, unless unless she does get heated about things, but my mom is super chill. And we're both, as far as like planning things, like we both like the same kinds of things. We both like cooking. We both like food-based stuff. We both like the outdoors and seeing pretty things. We both like taking pictures of pretty things. She likes that more than I do. My mom is super into entering cooking contests. She has been doing that since I was little. My grandma, her mom, used to enter cooking contests, and they used to do that together. And that's my mom's big thing. And she's lovely. She's wonderful. My mom was in the Pillsbury Bake Off. She almost won. In my opinion, she should have won. It was the year where Oprah Winfrey had the winner on, and she had made, I forget what she made. I can't remember, but Oprah didn't like the one that beat my mom. And I was like, I just said, Ma, I was like, she would have loved your cookies. She would have loved your cookies. Oprah would have loved them. And my mom would have gotten, what was it, like $1 million or something. But she got like $10,000. So that was cool. But my mom's a fun lady. You would like her. Way back on my channel, we did a video together, way back, where we both tested an eye cream that I got in PR when I first started getting PR. So I'm really looking forward to it. My mom's never been on a cruise. I've only ever been on one cruise, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So yeah, she's a nice lady. I love my mom. Sandra, do you have any employees, or do you run the business all by yourself? I run the business all by myself. Except for John comes with me to the markets, and he helps me so that I can like network with the other business owners and talk with them, and go to the bathroom, and he'll watch the booth for me, and he'll interact with customers if I get really busy. Like he'll sell on one side and I'll sell on the other side. The kids used to help me. They used to come, but with school, they're so tired on the weekends, they don't want to come anymore. Little John comes more often than Phoenix does. But yeah, that's as close to employees that I have. John every once in a while will help me like cut or box or something like that, but I do 95% of it, which is a lot. What's that? 99%, John says. 99%. Every once in a while they'll help me. Like John helps me heat seal sometimes, and my mom's helped me before, but I do most of it on my own. Which is fine. It's fine. I do need to, if I end up, I've been reaching out to churches, local churches, to see if I can get into using their commercial kitchen, because if I can, then I can open up to the whole US. And they're not responsive. I don't know what's happening, but I need to just keep trying. And John's like, just collect no's until you get a yes. And that's just kind of motivated me. I love that. That saying is collecting no's. But I'm going to keep trying. I realized I can't afford a commercial space. It's just too expensive. Even my friend Nina from Nina's Cookie Explosion, we had talked about doing a commercial space together and just setting it up, but setting up a kitchen from scratch. And she's going to need like a really nice oven. She's going to need a walk-in refrigerator. Like we're talking tens of thousands of dollars to set up the space, plus at least $3,000 a month in rent. Neither of us are just there yet. We're on our way. She's in a shared commercial kitchen, but I'm not. And her shared commercial kitchen is too far from me. She lives in Baltimore City. So one day, hopefully there'll be a church that's willing to take me on. I hope so. If you know any churches in the in Howard County, Maryland, or Montgomery County, Maryland, or Baltimore County, Maryland, that would be willing to take me on and allow me to use their kitchen like 10 to 15 hours a week, I could hire an employee or two, and I could extend. Put in a good word for me with your church. Because that's the next step for me, is growing it up small. But yeah, so that's the thing. Oh, did I gab too much? Are we out of time? Yeah, Jody says it'd be so cool to see a journey from order to package sent on your marshmallows. And I took the Mad Marshmallows YouTube channel name. It's just, I need somebody to film it and edit it. Because that's where I get stuck, is like, I would love to do that. But it's like, setting up the camera, getting the lighting right, filming it, then editing it, then uploading it. Like all of that takes so much freaking time. Like even just, I need to just set up the camera and do like my marshmallow, like the pouring of the marshmallow into the pan. It's so pretty. Especially the s'mores one where the chocolate chips all come out. you know? And some of the colored ones, they just look so pretty, like going in, like my chocolate covered cherry one, when it goes into the pan and it's this like really beautiful red color. Oh, it's so pretty. The Agromouse says we have share style commercial kitchens where I live, not Baltimore. Not many. We have one that's not far from us, but it's full. I reached out to them. They did not get back to me. So I just need to reach out to them again and keep being like, hey, is there a wait list I can get on or something? Because that would be amazing to go there. But there really aren't very many. Most of them are 30 minutes this way, 30 minutes that way. And it's just, I don't have the time to drive 30 minutes that many times. I just don't have the, unless I cut back on, like, it's like I just don't have the physical time. Like I know a lot of people do long commutes, but I just can't fit in. And 30 minutes is even that long of a commute, really and truly, for a lot of people. But for me, the way my schedule is so freaking packed, like I'm packed to the minute to get things done. And I'm working from, from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. some days. And I am working the whole time, except for when I have my 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. I'm making and eating dinner period of time. And then 6:30 to 7 is clean up. Like those 2 hours is the only time I'm not physically working on either YouTube or making marshmallows for most days. So I just don't have the physical time to add an hour commute back and forth, unfortunately. But there's one commercial kitchen that's closer, and I'm hoping to get a closer church that I can drive to, even 20 minutes, So yeah, I really want to. You know what's funny, Tanya? Short form content takes a long time to make. I wish it wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true. It still take like one thing. If I'm gonna make it and make it look good, like even just filming it, at the very minimum, even if I didn't edit it, it's still gonna take me like 30 minutes to produce because I still have to set up all the lights and make sure that it gets right. And then if I mess up, and then the uploading process and all of that, it's even short form content. It takes forever. I need to I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. One day I'll figure it out. Paul, I do love Beauty Bakery. I love that their packaging is so ridiculous. I love it. I need to stop talking because it's time to go. Now it's time to say goodbye. I have to go. I'm sad about it. I'll miss you. But I will be back next week. Next week, chat is going to be at 5 p.m. because I do have a market. I'll be at the Only Farmers Market in the morning, and then I will be here in the evening. So 5 p.m. Eastern time for live chat next week. Then we are going to be off on the 9th for live chat and What's Up in Makeup, off on the 16th for What's Up in Makeup, but I will be back for live chats. Maybe I can do some something from I don't know. I don't know if I'll do anything from the cruise. I shouldn't. I need to just spend time with my mom and focus on my mom. But it's weird leaving you guys for so long.
Somebody asked what your code was. Will you tell me the code?
Oh, my Colourpop code is just JenLove. JenLuv. LOVE will not work. LUV. Has to be LUV. So thank you, John. All right, I'm leaving now. Mad love. Have a great week. And I'll see you in a video very, very soon. All right, bye. Bye.